Empowered Tribe. Welcome back to another installment of Midweek Life Empowerment with me, Nondumiso Kamajola. On today's episode, I want us to look at different seasons of our life, or rather, knowing the seasons of your life, understanding, knowing, and embracing the seasons of your life. Before we get into today's topic, let us tackle the first things first, the important stuff. If you are new to our channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are excited to have you here. We hope that you will click on the notification bell and also subscribe so that you will be notified whenever I post out new videos. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. You are loved here. As I grow older, I found that there is nothing as important as understanding where you are in life and what is required for you for that particular season of life. And it's something that has been a game changer for me to actually sit down and actually find out, or yes, find out or be aware of what season am I in, because each and every season that we go through in life, or each and every stage that we go through in life, requires a new level of doing things, a new thinking, a new us, a new you. So it's important to be aware that which season are you in. Life is a series of seasons, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad. But what's important is for you to be able to embrace them all. Some seasons you will thrive. Things will be happening for you. You will be like thriving, things will be easy for you. And some seasons you will be stretched. I think all of them are necessary, because when we are thriving, um you actually on your high, and you gain more confidence because you've got things around your finger. But when you are stretched, I think that's the most important season of our life, where you think you are going through the most, yet you are being stretched, you are being strengthened, because that is the season that builds up for your thriving season. You can never go into a thriving mode without being strengthened, without being stretched. It's a pity that we tend to shy away, or we tend not to like the part where we are being stretched. The more you think you are being challenged, it's when you are being stretched, you are being strengthened. It's the process that will lead you to your thriving season. If you do not know who you are, it's hard to tell which season are you in, because if you don't know who you are, the world will tell you. Number one, the world will tell you who you should be. Number two, you are not self-aware. You do not know the things that works for you and the things that do not work for you. You do not know what is for you and what is not for you. Therefore, it's easy for you to be swayed away and and not even to recognize that things has changed, that there has been a shift in your life that requires a new level of you. Know which season you are in. If you feel confused, if you feel uncertain about the season you are in, and you feel like there is a shift that is happening, but you don't know what is actually happening, you don't have clarity on the shift that is happening into your life, if you feel like you need to make some decision and you need to pick a choice, these are the tips that may assist you in navigating that phase or that moment. One thing I've always done, or I'm still doing even today, is to be in solitude. Like, I just, when I feel overwhelmed, when I feel uncertain, when I feel lost, when I feel some type of way that is not normal, I just tap out. Tapping out for me means be away from people, be in solitude, be still, and listen. And listen. Listen to that inner voice. What exactly am I feeling deep down? Another thing that you can do to find clarity on what season you are in is to spare a moment and connect with your higher self. Whatever you believe in, connect with your higher self and carefully listen into what is being what are you being told. Obey what you are being told. I think sometimes all you need to do to navigate a season is obedience. You need to connect to your higher self, be obedient, and listen carefully to the answers that we are seeking. Number three is knowing yourself, as I've said before, is knowing yourself, is knowing your yes, is knowing your yes that comes from the pit of your stomach. The yes that can never come from anybody else but come from you, not just from you but from deep within. That will help you understand the change that is happening in your life, or rather the shift that is about to happen, the shift that that season is actually bringing to you. Once you have sat in solitude or connected with your higher power, or gave your chance as or gave yourself a chance of self rediscovery, or do like a life edit, you will then know exactly what is required of you. You will have so much clarity with regards to the season you are in. And then you will be required to step up to the person that is required of you for that particular season. Let me give you a practical example of embracing or knowing your season, about my own journey. Um, every half decade of my life has looked different. That means it required, I needed it required a different level of thinking out of me. It required a different level of me. It requires a whole different person out of me, because it has always been different. You cannot operate in a new season with the past season's mentality. So, for example, in my early 20s, I was I was employed. In my early 20s, I was employed, never thought I would do anything else. I was just employed and content and that and that. And then in my late 20s, I was doing mostly community projects. I was no longer employed, and but I was doing more community projects. And I had allowed that season, I had embraced that season that I was in. And then I went into my 30s, or rather early 30s. That's where I was cementing myself. Like I was putting a foundation for myself in the business space. That's when I started being in business. Although I had already been in business in my late 20s, but the clarity was not there. It's only in my early 30s where I felt that I am actually now cementing myself in business. In my early 30s, I found myself walking into different seasons of business and rebuilding and growing and self discovery. There is a lot that was required of me from in my late 30s, because, as I'm saying, it was different season for for the rest of my of my late 30s. I needed to go into a journey of self discovery. I needed to rebuild some of the things that had fallen on me. I went into different seasons of business. When I say different season of business, I mean the highs and the lows. I grow. When I was in my late 30s, I've grown so much. A lot of growth, a lot of rather stretching has been happening, and a rebuilding. Now I am at the beginning, just at the beginning, because I just turned 40. So I'm just at the beginning of my 40s, and I am ready to see what this season or what this era of my life is bringing. Going through different season of your life is normal. It's normal. All you need to know what must I all that is important is what you must do when you are faced with the shift of seasons or with the change of seasons. You just need to sit in solitude. You need to consult to your higher power. You need to listen to that inner voice. You need to know your name, to know your yes. You need to know yourself. You need to be self-aware, and you need to shut out the noises and listen carefully, and then elevate to the person that you are required for that particular season. Ask God, what am I supposed to do now? What do you require of me during this season? When you know your season, you will navigate it with grace. That's me signing off. See you guys on the next video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Invite your friends to come over to this channel. Help me grow this community. I would love, 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 love for us to grow. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. Stay blessed and stay empowered.